Welcome back. Several arts organizations are now at loggerheads with the National Arts Council. This over the alleged mismanagement of 300 million rand provided by the Presidential Economic Stimulus Program. Angry artists have been staging sit-ins at the NAC Johannesburg office to demand these relief funds. Arts and Culture Minister Nathi Mthethwa, on the other hand, insists that the funds have not gone missing. While the National Arts Council is now set with a meeting in Parliament with the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee this week. So for more on this, I'm joined now by the Council spokesperson, Tshepo Mashiane. Tshepo, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. I think what South Africans want to know at this point was, what happened to the 300 million?
Faith, thank you very much, and let me thank the viewers of ENCA as well to be given this opportunity. Faith, let me confirm with you unequivocal that the 300 million that was dispersed or given to the NAC to disperse is in the bank account, but most of it has already been dispersed to the applicants that have applied and were approved to benefit out of them, this funding.
But as a council, you've been criticized for actually having slow payments. So what is causing the delay of these payments, particularly if you're saying that there is money in the bank account, then why aren't beneficiaries receiving some kind of payment?
Faith, let me say to you, where we are sitting today, I can confirm that we are sitting at a total of 750 applicants being paid and a total of 105 million being dispersed. Now, this is the amount that we had to, disperse by the 31st of March. And the delays, Faith, I can tell you now that they were informed by the precursor to this whole issue that we're dealing with of the PSP. Because we, as a new council, when we took over office, we realized that the process had been delayed. And we tried by all means to understand as well what were the delays about. And when we got to a point where we, unraveled that there were issues relating to the process itself, which much of it was about the mismanagement of the process, we had to halt the process and ensure that at any given point when we are asked about every cent to account for, we would have answers. So what we have done, Faith, is that up to this point, the whole process of mismanagement of the PSP is being subjected to an investigation. And the investigation will really tell us what would have happened, because as a new council ourselves, we needed these kind of answers. And we thought that the investigation would help us in this regard. But I can confirm with you, Faith, that literally we are almost at about 85% of paying all applicants. And those that have not been paid, Faith, are those that have, refused to return contracts, but we still pursue them to be able to do so. Because the only way we can pay applicants, Faith, is when we are able to receive the contracts that they are submitted to us and agreeable between the two parties.
Help me clarify something, Tshepo. You're saying that about 105 million rand has been dispersed so far. There's questions around a missing 300 million rand. You're saying that there is no missing 300 million rand, which means that you're sitting with over 200 million in your account, or at least you should be, that is still to be dispersed. So therefore, what criteria has been used to select these beneficiaries, and are you using them adequately enough? I'm just wondering, if people are sitting in your offices and are having sit-ins in your offices, and yet you're sitting with over 200 million rand in your bank account, logic would say, give the people the money. Why isn't that happening?
Of course, Faith, we want to do that, and we continue to do so. But as I said that, we will give people money as soon as they are able to return the contracts, because they've got to contract with the NAC for them to be paid. And like I said, by the 31st, we were hoping that all contracts would have been returned and we would have already dispersed this money. And we are just being defeated by the fact that we are not receiving the contracts as we would have, wanted to, and with the pace that we want to. But what we can be able to confirm to the ENCA viewers is, and in fact applicants, Faith, is that those who have received what we call the grant notification letters, we have now confirmed that those people will be getting their money as soon as they sign the contract, because that the money in totality has been committed, Faith.
Well, Arts and Culture Minister Nathi Mthethwa also said in a media briefing that the stimulus package had been mismanaged by the NAC. What do you have to say to that? Are there people within the National Arts Council that are corrupt, that are seeking to steal the money, that are not being forthcoming to the funds and how the funds are supposed to be disseminated. Is that what you're facing right now as the Arts Council?
Well, what I can say, Faith, is that, when we took over office in January, we're presented with a correspondence that came from the panel members who adjudicated the process. And amongst others, where they were really raising the issue of mismanagement of the process. And that is why the minister would have said that the process itself has been mismanaged. And we agree to that.
That have been mismanaging the process have been fired or suspended or let go from the council. What has happened to those people that are seen to be mismanaging the process?
Yes, Faith, we have, in fact, at this point, the National Arts Council had suspended the CEO and the CFO because of the issues that were raised by the adjudicators who, in fact, adjudicated this process. And at this point, we are in a process of really undergoing an investigation into the whole process of the PSP.
Tepa Mashane, we'll leave it there from the National Arts Council, the spokesperson giving us insight in terms of what's happening within the NAC. Are you satisfied with those answers? Well, there you have it for today.